to the MR2 SW20 build series, episode 1. This is Fishbowl, my new to me 1991 Toyota MR2. I've been working on this car for a while now, keeping it hidden from everybody who watches the channel. So there's been a few things done to it, and I know quite a few problems that we're going to need to tackle. So today I'm going to do an overview, get you all up to speed for it. So starting off with the paint, she's pretty worse for wear, but we'll take care of that, don't you worry. Moving on to the windshield, there is no Safe Light 911 that's going to fix this. Unfortunately, this is going to set me back a pretty penny. Moving on into the boot, thankfully, the rust seems to be pretty minimal in here. The strut towers look great to me, inside and outside. Up underneath the car, unfortunately, I can't show you today, but looks really great. But we do have a Nissan battery, so hopefully I don't develop secondhand transmission issues, but that's to be determined. But for the rust factor, not too bad for these cars. I was very impressed the first time I saw it, so hopefully there isn't more. Unfortunately, on the front end, some jackwagon that owned the car before me cut out the fog lights, so we're going to need to address that. And the bodywork is pretty rough, but I'm up to the challenge to hopefully bring this car back to its former glory. Plus, I got to figure out what's going on with these turn signals. Those are a little rough. Thankfully, the body's pretty dang gone straight. I was very happy. It does have some dents and dings here and there, but nothing that we can't take care of. So, moving on to what I've done to this car so far. I've installed a set of Tane Street Advance Z coilovers. The stock suspension was completely sacked out. There was no saving it. We are going to need to do brakes, which I do have a kit for. I just need to purchase some brake lines because the factory one's ripped. Do need to adjust the coilovers a little bit more. As you can tell, I'm rubbing pretty good here in the rear, but nothing that can't be adjusted. But yeah, look at that body. Ugh. It's going to take some work and some love, but we'll get everything straightened out, hopefully. But I can't wait to remove this tinting. I don't know what guy did this in a Walmart parking lot, but God, that is just awful. But nothing a heat gun can't fix. Plus, we're going to need to reseal this, the T-tops. They are leaking like a stuck pig, unfortunately. But we can get into that. So let's check out the interior. Unfortunately, with the leaking T-tops, and this is part of the reason why she's called Fishbowl, she's pretty wet on the inside. Oh, and here's some more of that bad tint, but check this out. So these were power windows at one point in time, but somebody converted it to manual. I don't know about that, but we'll get in there and check that out. But yeah, that's pretty bad with the water damage. Unfortunately, all this interior is going to have to come out. And here's my old axles. I had to do axles on this car, and here's the brake parts. Still just waiting on those lines. Now the engine, Toyota's 5S FE. They put this thing in everything in the 90s. Toyota's little reliable 2.2 liter. Unfortunately, not the 3S GT turbo, but you know, I'll make it work. I still need to do some tune-up stuff to this car, get it to pass DEQ. Unfortunately, the stock airbox had pissed off, so I had to put on this eBay intake, and I still need to figure out what to do with the map sensor. I'm thinking about cutting a hole into this eBay intake I bought and sticking that through with an O-ring, so hopefully I can pass DEQ and get this car registered on the road. But that's all to be determined in the future. Now to the rear of the car. Nothing too bad back here. She looks all right. Not going to need a whole lot of work. Show you guys these tires. They are absolutely screwed. So she's going to need a set of rubbers, unfortunately. But what are you going to do? Now for the real fun. Somebody slapped subs back here at one point in time. I'm not an audio guy, so that's all going to come out. It's really old tech too. So old factory shocks and struts. Now this is why she's called Fishbowl. When I found this car, there was about 4 inches of water back here. Thankfully, it did not fry the ECU, which is back here behind where all this sub stuff is. So, yeah, you have to tear all this out and dry it all out. Hopefully there isn't a whole lot of rust buildup, but that is to be determined. Just like the passenger side, driver's side's got some dents and dings, but nothing that we can't buff out and work out. Still, car's pretty dang straight, both sides. Gonna need to get rid of these disgusting wheels, though. Ugh, I hate them. But I do love these. These are some old school eBay gauge plates. I can't find them anymore, but I love them to death. Oh, and don't you worry. She's a bolt action. She is a 5-speed. And the gears don't grind at all. Now for the real question. Does she run? Oh yeah, she runs. All right, let's get her fired up. Oh, unfortunately, my climate control is stuck on cold. I don't know why. I need to tear into that and figure out what the heck's going on there, but we'll figure that out. And the clock still works too. All right, let's get her fired up. Oh, what's going on here? I think the floor mat got caught on the clutch pedal again. As you can tell, the back of the interior is still pretty good, but I'm going to have to chase down all that mold, unfortunately. And all my map lights still work just fine, so not too bad. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure that map sensor being out is going to affect it running, but for the most part, for the miles that this engine has, she is running great. Runs like a watch. Toyota definitely knew what they were doing when they built these engines. I am really going to need to chase down a new hood rod. That way I'm not holding the wire anymore. But thankfully all the electrical in the car still works, for the most part. So that's been a short and sweet overview of my MR2 SW20. I hope you guys liked the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. If there's stuff that I missed about this car or information you can share about these cars, please let me know down in the comments down below. I'd love to learn more about this car as I tear into it. Please consider subscribing. It really helps me out. I'm going to be doing a build series on this car and tackling all these issues. So if you want to keep up to date and keep watching all the videos, please subscribe. Well, thank you guys for all watching. You all have a good one.